I am back for my last vlog of my trip to Eastern Europe. I am no longer in Europe, I'm back home in the States, but I just want to take this last vlog to be able to reflect on kind of the trip as a whole and kind of how I see the trip now that I'm back and everything that I learned. So I really took the past day or so to really think back to the beginning actually, and kind of look at what we talked about day one and how I kind of see that discussion now. And so I remember that first day we talked about autoethnography and autophotography, and I had heard of both of these and understood the concepts, but I guess I really didn't know how it would actually apply to the trip. And I see it now. I guess I was really able to see and make this connection between like the individuals and like the larger social aspect of this event and the cultural trauma. The trip allowed me to dive into this and think about it and experience it and see each individual as part of this movement and see myself as part of it. It allowed me to be able to really put myself in each situation and be not just an observer or a researcher, but be involved. And I think that allowed me to better understand with people and make that connection. And it also allowed me to have an ethical concern for everything that was around me because I was involved in it too. I just know that you always thought about what would the victims of each scenario, whether it was in Lithuania with the Soviet occupation or with the Holocaust. I always thought, but what about all the people that were involved in this? And so I always try to make sure to be very sympathetic and empathetic and really care for all those victims and those who were affected. I especially noticed this when it came to photography. I talked about this in one of my earlier vlogs, but how I hadn't been necessarily taking a lot of pictures, but about how I kind of questioned what pictures I was wanting to take. And I always kind of found this struggle of where I want to take a lot so I'd be able to share with people and look back at later, but it didn't really ever feel right to me. So like I didn't take a whole lot of pictures at Auschwitz or Bergen-Belsen or even at a couple other sites. I'm a very big proponent of putting yourself in the situation and just absorbing it. And I did that on this trip. And I'm back home now, and I'm thankful that I did that. And I feel really good about my decision to do that. Just when I've been able to discuss already with people, I have such a vivid picture in my mind. I took that picture with my mind, and that will be there forever too. And I can be able to vividly describe that the best way that I can. But I did realize and make the connection with autophotography of that, like my pictures that I did take really do provide insight into what I saw and where I was into it and how those were placed together. And I've already just been able to see that, and especially when working on your portfolio, you see it all again. Like you're seeing it for the first time. At least that's kind of how I felt. And I was really able to take, when working on the portfolio, even take it even farther of looking deeper at what I saw and how I placed that all together. So I really enjoyed working on the portfolio because, and in my portfolio, I talk about how I see it as a story. And I remembered again how I saw each of these as crucial to the story, as a part of it. And I see that big picture and made that connection between seeing myself as part of it and capturing that moment and being an observer and being absorbed in the situation. And I sit back now and reflect, and I really do feel like that I was able to connect and empathize and understand the trauma that people went through as best as I could. I know you're never going to be able to feel the exact same things, but I feel like I was really able to feel and connect with these events and with these people. And that's an experience that I know I will look back at forever, and I'm so thankful for. The trip being how deep it was, and the topic that it was, it really does make you just so thankful for all that you do have. I know there was multiple times of where I would just come back and I would just say a quick prayer and just say thank you for my own life and my parents and my friends, the ability to be in Europe, to travel and take advantage of this opportunity, but even more importantly, the ability to learn and the ability to go to school and be educated and have this opportunity to be there. And I also was very thankful to learn about the culture and appreciate the differences that each person has, that each culture has. And I really do see the value of differences and how it makes people stronger. It makes everyone better. So the trip was a great experience, one that I know I'll remember forever, and where I learned so much. And I think I learned a lot that I will be able to take forward into my own life, whether it's telling the story of the Holocaust to people and educating more about it, but also about grief and trauma and loss and helping other people go through that, but also when the time comes that it happens in my life, because it is inevitable. But when it does, I think I'll be better prepared and better be able to understand myself, because I learned so much about myself in this trip, and I'm just really so thankful. I really just can't get over it for the past few weeks. So here's the end of my vlog and my trip to Eastern Europe. So thank you all for listening over the past few weeks. Bye.